Welcome to episode number 11. We're talking about time management and playing hard.
Hardcore.
Found it. All right. Welcome back to the show. This is Get in the Lab. My name is Megan Panya.
And I'm Kevin.
And let's get in the lab. All right, guys. It is episode number 11.
And it is She's birthday.
Yay! I'm 28 today, guys. We're shooting this on my birthday. It's October 1st. But this is not coming out till later in the week. And we're about to take off to D.C. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of just chilling out today, taking it easy. Kevin already surprised me and gave me so many gifts last week. But it didn't stop him from buying me a nice poncho today.
Oh, yeah.
As well as wine, too. We're going to have some wine in the evening and enjoy the backyard and sit and do that kind of thing before we take off to D.C. But like I said, we're going to talk about time management. We're going to talk about playing hard, playing more. And also we're going to be answering a question from Panisa Kuehm.
Yep. And all these two things, time management and playing hard, is going right underneath foundation. So we're taking it to the next level after speaking about molding.
Right. So let's start off with the husband and wife tag. Go ahead and
right. No,
give
I
it
think
a
I
shake.
shook it last time, so it's
me?
your time.
Okay, cool. All right. So the husband and wife tag is so you guys get to know us by these little questions that we pull out of this appropriately colored box.
Right. This one says, first thing you noticed about me.
About you. The first thing I noticed was, why is this guy so nice? I was thinking, Well,
In class?
No, when we first started talking and I was like, I need a place to stay. I hate commuting and I'm always tired, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, I have a place. And I was like, oh, that's weird. That's weird. And then I was kind of dense. I didn't think any more of that.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, oh, this guy's nice. And that's exactly what Michelle said to me, too. She's like, why is this guy so nice? We think alike. And I was like, I don't know.
Well, I did have a place, though.
Yeah, you did have a place. You did offer me your place, which is where I'm living now. And I remember back in the day, I put it in my vision board. I said, I want to live here. Because I wanted to move down here to the OC and really start making a new start for myself here and all that stuff. And I took a picture of your house.
Whoa,
of our house. Yeah. I took a picture of our house now. And I put it on my vision board and I said, I'm going to live here. So that's how that happened. See that? Cool. Manifested. All right, your turn. All right. I pick? Oh, yeah, I pick. All right. When did you meet my family? Oh, that's a good question.
That's hard, but I'm trying to think. I think I met your family when they helped you move in to your home.
Yeah, but you didn't really meet them. You were like, hey, that was it.
Yeah,
I remember I busted in your room because I thought you weren't home. You were just really quiet, and I was like, going to fill up the vacuum cleaner thingy that needed hot water. I was like, oh, hello. We weren't dating yet. We were just friends. And I was like, hot water? So awkward.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Oh, it's downstairs. I was like, oh. Slowly stepping out like that Kool-Aid commercial. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he busts in and then he's like, and he steps out all awkwardly. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into today's episode. We're going to talk about time management. Like we said, we were saying that this is a part of your foundation and that the last episode is going to be part of like a series of episodes. And time management is very important in your foundation and how you want to manage your work, right? How many bookings do you want? Like you were telling me. So what other things, let's take a specific example because we can always say that time management is important, but that's not really specific.
Yeah.
You know, let's take a real life example from your business, from our business, basically, and share that right now.
Yeah. Well, first we can speak about meetings, and how we first started before was that meetings took place whenever we were available. And I really didn't think twice about scheduling meetings. I just scheduled it at any awkward time, or whenever I'm available. I can even schedule a meeting on the day of when I spoke to that client, that we can just meet in the next 2 hours.
What did that do?
Well, before I wasn't as busy as I was now, and I really didn't feel the pressure that time was that valuable yet until about 2 years ago, when I felt like, yeah, we're booking the weddings that we want to book and we're getting the numbers in. And I felt that time was valuable. I couldn't dedicate so much time to editing because I was either meeting someone in Los Angeles or meeting somewhere very far. And so normally I would speak to you about it and you'll let me know what I should do, and then I would think twice about it.
And you wouldn't do that.
And I wouldn't do that yet.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, and then I finally felt, we have to manage the meeting somehow. And so we did stack it all in one day, which is Wednesday, and that's what we're currently doing right now. And it's been working really well, actually. And you did say something very true, is that it is your business. You make up your own schedule. And before, I was not owning my business in some sort of way. Like I was pleasing a lot for the clients.
That's very astute. Yeah. Because you want to be there for your clients, and I understand that, and you want to show them how eager you are and how excited you are to work with them.
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't respect your own limits, your own boundaries, your own time. Your time is the only thing that you have on this earth, basically. Your time is your most valuable asset. And the moment that you start putting people before your own time, like you keep dwindling your own life.
Yeah.
Your own well-being, because you're not putting yourself first ever.
Yeah.
You're always putting the client first. And so we can take this into emails, and the moment you're always checking your email, like late at night before you go to sleep, or the first thing when you wake up, like you are serving, rather than serving yourself and putting yourself in a good place before you sleep and when you wake up, you're serving somebody else. You're serving them first, and your business is supposed to be yours. So that's a very drastic change that I think a lot of people can relate to, because they want to be there for their clients and customers and show like, I'm right here, like I'm ready to work, I'm worth it. Yeah. But at the same time, to also show that you are worth it is to show that you have boundaries, that you have respect for yourself and your business. And your clients, if they're cool peeps, and we would hope that, you only work with cool peeps, they understand that. Yeah. Yeah. That, okay, meetings are this day and emails are answered on a timely basis, not like right when I send them, I expect a response in 2 hours.
An email is not like a text message or something.
So, do you have any other lessons to share on time management? Like why it was so important? Do you think newbies should be having that attitude that you have right now about managing meetings and stuff like that? Should they jump already and be like, I'm only going to meet on Wednesdays? Or should they be taking everything because they're new?
I say balance it. It's just because you're still experiencing it, and we're just sharing our experience with the newbies, or just whoever is starting a business. Just balance it. I mean, you'll run into these problems and you'll learn from it. But as long as we're just giving you a shout out of what we experienced, you're more mindful of it.
You're aware.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing. Like, as long as you're aware and you go, you know what? All this week, I just did meetings this week.
Yeah.
How can I change that? How can I spend more time with my significant other or myself?
Yeah.
How can I spend more time with myself? Like, serve myself once in a while.
Yeah.
So.
But then off the bat, if you started a business and you already had your own daily routine, like you've been working out, you're a very active person, you currently have school or you currently have another side job from your business, yeah, I say jump on that bandwagon and start managing your time, because it does get really stressful. Say if you're providing a product or whatever and it took off, time is going to be very valuable, and you can't answer all those emails all day long, or meet with people all day long, because
So let's what's working for you right now, and what are you going to do moving forward? Because I
mean, so the initial step of what worked for us is that we stepped away from meeting people at Starbucks, which really helped a lot, and moved into a studio. Now people are coming to us, but that also brings more value. Value. More value. Value. Oh no, I can't pronounce that right now. But it's bringing more value to your product.
Yeah.
Because all your product is all laid out inside your studio. I'm able to showcase this professionally versus bring 6 books with me, try and stuff in my backpack and go to Starbucks and try fight for seats.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days. But now I do feel it does make a huge difference. Yeah. You're in a quiet, you're in your own zone, you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, your client's comfortable. And
good point.
Yeah, you're managing your time a lot better. Because now you don't need to fight for seats. You don't need to, drive out. Yeah. People are just coming to you.
Yeah.
So now that we have a studio, I'm able to batch all my meetings on one day.
So control. It's about control.
Yeah, it gave me more control over my time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What about moving forward? So you spoke to me, this is recent, October's booked. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
October's crazy. That's everything. Always telling me October's going to be crazy. I'm like, okay, let's just do it. So moving forward, we don't want to have that kind of attitude. I don't want to have to feel that either. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, I don't want to be exhausted. I'm only getting older. We're only getting older. So what are you going to do moving forward? What's your plan? Do you have a plan?
Well, moving forward in October?
No, I mean next time, when you're booking things next time, and you don't want it to be crazy on yourself because you do most of the work there.
In the future, I'll probably think of ways to spread out my shoots, or kind of tell people ahead of time that, like this certain month, it's a really nice month, and we know the weather's changing and there's a lot of colors in the fall.
Maybe you don't say that to everybody, huh?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, this is how it books up very quickly. So I only can dedicate so many sessions in a month.
So cap it off.
Yeah, cap it off.
Cap it off. Okay.
Just like how I cap off our bookings.
Our bookings,
we just cap it off at 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that.
It doesn't feel like that, but
okay. So another way, what I suggested to you was looking at this web application called Schedule Once. So a lot of you guys maybe heard this, if you're in the entrepreneur niche space, like Schedule Once is where you send your clients your availability and they go, okay, I can choose between these days. Right. And then they pick one and then you approve it and then it syncs up to your calendar and then you're good. So you were talking about having to do this back and forth email thing when things don't work out scheduling wise, because that always happens because you have to physically be there and weather changes and whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's very frustrating. I get that because I used to schedule interviews. So, hopefully moving forward, you could try out Schedule Once. And I use it for booking interviews and stuff like that. That's what I do. And I know it can get more tricky with the, you actually physically have to be there at a location and stuff like that. But I think moving forward, I think Schedule Once would make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, I would give that a try. And
try it. Yeah.
It's free, right?
It's free. It's free.
Cool.
There's like things that you have to pay for that are like upgrade features, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But for the most part, you're like, hey, this is my availability during these weeks, and you just highlight or de-highlight times and dates and stuff like that.
Syncs with your Gmail.
Syncs with your Gmail, yeah.
Even personal emails, or just
as long as your Gmail is then synced to your
personal,
whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as everything is like talking to each other, it's cool.
Okay.
So you could try it. So we'll see. So another thing that you are doing is starting to delegate.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the delegation process and what you're doing currently at this point, like how you're making your time management easier by delegating.
So basically, before, I felt there were so many things going on, and I was basically doing 10 different jobs. I was emailing, I was shooting, I was editing, I was corresponding with the clients, following up.
Yeah.
So there was many things going on, and then Megan said, yeah, it's time, I think.
It's time for you to offload your work.
Yeah, offload the work. That way you have more time to do what you do best at, which is shooting.
Yeah.
So I started to take on, well, first, the very first thing is my cousin, who is our primary assistant. He assists us in most weddings as well as the photo booth and everything.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
And before then, we didn't have an assistant. We would carry our own bags. I'll hang the wedding dress on my own. I would just carry a lot of things when the wedding started, and I felt so exhausted after the preparation of the bride. So from there, that's why we hired the assistant to kind of help us control that, as well as help us during family photos.
Yeah, that's where he shines.
Which can be a little chaotic at times. And before, like, you're shooting 6 hours prior to the reception, your energy is almost about gone. It's towards the end of the day, and all you want to do is start yelling to round up people.
Yeah.
So now we delegated that role to Jonathan.
Yeah, right. And he does an amazing job.
Yeah.
He makes our lives easier, and we can just sit back and not sit back, but I mean, it just makes it so much easier for somebody to be able to shine in that little moment where you're like, you've done already so much, right?
Yeah.
For your business, especially on that day, you're exhausted. And for him to step up and to take that role, it really makes our lives a lot easier.
But he does everything now, so we used to do the photo booth ourselves. So I would be shooting the wedding, and then once it hits a reception time, Megan will go out and start doing the photo booth.
And I hated that.
And so I delegated that role to her until she couldn't handle it anymore.
And I delegated to someone else.
Basically, we made a self machine. I mean, the machine was pretty big back in the day.
Yeah.
Where no one kind of figured out who made this software and everything. So I figured that out, and we made a machine, and then we just delegated that service for Jonathan.
Right.
And from there, our photo booth slowly took off, and our time was more manageable. Yeah. And our business grew on both sides, the booth and our photography.
Because we weren't doing, we weren't having like 10 hats, doing 10 jobs, like, and if we didn't like something, it took a while, but for us to say, I don't like this, especially for me, because photography is not my first passion. It is a passion of mine. It's something that we share together. And I do okay in it, but it's not my first passion. My first passion is here doing this. Right? Yeah. So for me to be able to say, like, I don't want to do that, let's delegate it, that took some courage, because sometimes when you have a partner, you're like, you feel obligated. This is my role. I'm supposed to do this.
Or people just have a lot of pride and don't want to give up these certain little things because they feel there's other people that won't do the best job as you. As a primary owner, which that was me.
I get it.
It is still me, because I know that no one can replicate
it's true.
My eye.
Yeah. It's very true.
Yeah.
But I think you see that's where you make the compromise to grow. So what I keep telling you, and I think you've pretty much received it.
Yeah.
Which is, offload the edits where nobody's really, where the client is not going to be able to tell. You can tell, for the most part, because you have that eye. You're looking for certain things, but your client's not going to be able to tell these like really, really minute adjustments that you're making. They say, oh, it looks good. It's like me. Oh, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm done. Right.
Well, we don't know that for sure, but
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
And, given the fact that, okay, if you did offload your editing to somebody else, that they're doing a fantastic job as well.
Yeah.
So take the liberty to be creative and still do your thing with the editing with, your blog set of photos, the photos that are going up on the blog that are getting basically featured. But for the most part, all that other, because we give a lot of photos to our clients, that can be offloaded to an editor.
Yeah.
And I think that was great that you were able to take that step and say, okay, if I want to grow, I've got to make this kind of compromise with myself and be okay with it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's take a break because I can hear my oven going off.
Yeah.
And I don't want to burn my house down. So let's take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a nice little review and then get into the questions.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right,
we're back.
So we have a review that we want to read out.
Yeah, so we want to give back to you guys and give a shout out to you guys leaving us great reviews because you put us up on New and Noteworthy, and we want to thank you.
So let's read a review from number 14.
Number 14. All right. Insightful and entertaining by Kuehm. I can guess who this is from. Get in the Lab is fun to watch. Megan and Kevin team up to bring us along their journey as entrepreneurial couple. The pair discusses thoughtful mindsets as well as business life lessons learned firsthand. Real struggles, real lessons, real interactions. My favorite part, the Q&A questions, where Megan and Kevin will answer any questions from their fans. You can observe the authenticity and dynamic between the two, both of which are rare in online shows. They get real and all of it is recorded. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
you, Panisa.
That is hella true. Oh, yeah, you blew her cover.
Huh?
You blew her cover. I said Kuehm.
Oh.
No, it says Panisa right here.
Okay.
Thank you, Panisa. We appreciate that review so much. Like I said, if you guys are listening in iTunes or in SoundCloud, hey, if you're listening in iTunes, please give us a rate review. We really appreciate it. And if you want to watch us, we're on YouTube. Just search Get in the Lab podcast, okay?
Yeah.
So moving on. You know what? I think we got to skip the play hard and put that into the next episode.
Okay.
Because we really went to town on the time management.
Yeah. Is there any more things you want to share?
Yeah. So we've got a couple questions to answer now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get into our viewer questions. We have let's see. That's two. Okay. 2 or 3. We have one actually that is really, really quick. So let's answer that really quick. So the first question is from actually a old wedding client. Oh,
really?
Yeah. So here, I'll read it, okay? Or here, you can read it. Sorry, it's so small.
Should I read the entire thing?
Sure.
All right. So this is from Vincent.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Vince.
We remember you, of course.
And message body says, hey, guys, awesome podcast. Not sure if you guys remember, but you shot my wedding in 2012.
Of course we remember.
I'm sure you've done hundreds of weddings since then, but just thought I'd throw that out. The podcast is awesome, but I did have one suggestion. I noticed that the audio is split with Megan on the left and Kevin on the right. Is there any way you can make both sides stereo?
Yes.
The only reason I say this is because I listen to podcasts at work, and so I just keep one earbud in my ear instead of both. So I get all of Megan on my left and no Kevin at all in that earbud. Just a thought. The podcast is awesome.
Awesome, dude. Hey,
Thanks,
thank you, Vince. Thank you for giving us that feedback. I've been hearing that a lot. And so I was asking a lot of my techie friends, like, help me. I don't know. I'm just learning. I just stick it in. I hit record and then I put it on the thing. I'm still learning. So we figured it out. And thanks to my other friend, Mel, he hooked it up. He gave me a very easy, it was so ridiculously easy. So now hopefully when you're listening to this, Vince, we are in both of your earbuds. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mel.
My bad. Thank you, Mel. So the second question, okay. Which one should we do first? Okay. I got to do this one. Okay. This one is from Panisa once again.
Mm-hmm.
And she asks, how do you deal with information overload, especially when you have a tendency to want to learn everything? Great question. Great question.
And to do that, you just need to be selective
Okay.
in who you're actually viewing. Being selective even a little bit more to which direction and which person or whoever your idol is that resonates with the direction that you want for your own business.
Yeah, like it's hard because I have the same kind of problem because I have a lot of people that I look up to that I depend on for content and who I kind of tune into on a daily basis. And then there's these new people that come in, right? And you're like, oh man, and like new friends with new podcasts and new this and new that. And like everybody's starting a podcast nowadays, which is fine. But yeah, it's information overload. So you know what I do is I eliminate it. I eliminate, some content for the time being, just for a while, and I don't feel guilty about it because you know what? That content, because it's a podcast, and if they are actually people that, have content that's worth listening to, it'll still be there. Okay? So chill out. It'll still be there after even months, years even. Hopefully they're putting out they're going to put out evergreen content, right? That's probably their goal. And just like this podcast, this will be up forever for the most part, like until I stop paying my hosting bill.
Unless there's a natural disaster.
Or something like that, right? It's always going to be there, Panisa. So, don't feel guilty about wanting to take in everybody's content, even ours. Like if you don't have time for it, that's all right. We're still going to be here. The next time you go work out or take a walk or whatever, pick us up, pick anybody else up, just pop that in your player, whatever, iPhone. And don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, that's very similar to when I first started photography, is that there was so many things to learn about photography: lighting, posing, how to manage your business, and how to get your first booking. There were so many people to follow, and I just chose 2 photographers that I really clicked with and followed them, and it took me on a direction that I wanted, and I saw myself growing within the business, seeing my gradual transition from when I first started following them to where I sort of still look up to them, but just not as much because I know I already reached my goal.
That's great. Yeah, that's a really good tip. Picking 2. That's so easy. Pick 2 that you really gel with. I love that. And just to keep things light, because like I was telling Kevin, I'm learning stuff all the time, but I never stop watching any like random nonsense crap that just makes me laugh. So for example, I have PewDiePie. He's like the biggest YouTuber ever, and he just makes videos on nonsense. It's basically a bunch of curse words and a bunch of laughing and a bunch of fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
So keep around, a really light, almost brainless sort of content for you to take in, whether that's reading fiction or watching How I Met Your Mother or the 70s show, whatever's your bag, Breaking Bad, whatever. Something that's kind of brainless, so you can just reset, tune out, enjoy a minute, because there is a lot of learning to do. You're going to be a learner for life. You're never going to stop learning, and there's always something to learn and improve on. So keep something around, 1 or 2 things. Me, I probably have like 5. I play games. I watch YouTube videos. Working out.
Nowadays everyone's a multitasker, and I can see how you can get burnt really fast.
Yeah, on all the content that is out there. Yeah,
I know that living in California alone, we're just very fast.
We're fast paced.
Yeah, we're pretty fast.
We're impatient.
Yeah.
We have road rage.
The moment our internet slows down, we go crazy. So,
that's very true. I'm like, oh my God, it's taking more than 2 seconds.
I understand. Take a deep breath. Take your time through the people that you listen to.
Yeah.
If it is information overload, take it slow.
Yeah.
Listen over it again until you can apply it to your own business. If all this information is given to you and you can't apply all of them at once, then you rather just take 3 top things that you can apply to your business for that month or something. Set your own goals.
Sure. Yeah. For sure. And another thing, like you were telling me, get out.
Just get out.
Get out. If you're having information overload, get out. Don't stay in your office or whatever. Stay in front of the computer. Like go do something. Go take a walk. What do you call that? Unplug.
Yeah.
Unplug from all of your devices and go exercise or something like that. Like you go out and exercise.
All right.
You go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like it's good to just get out.
Yeah.
You know what? Just shut it down.
Yeah, because I get email overloads and I'm like, man, I gotta get out, do some crazy deadlifts.
Yep.
Just to get my stress out.
Yep.
And then come back to it.
So true. All right. We have one last question.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna pummel through. So this comes from Michelle Ingolfsson. Thank you. I'm gonna skip
big
here.
Fan.
Big fan. Yeah. I've been on the go for the past month, and lately I'm just feeling tired. It's almost as if I feel like I've hit certain goals and I'm retreating back to being lazy or not motivated or scared. What do you do in that situation?
Oh, that was long, so I got
It's kind of in between there, in between the lines. So, Michelle, we talked about this earlier on the messaging, but I want to let everybody else know. I think that I thought about it a little bit for a while, and I certainly have bouts of, after I've hit some goals or, I've been doing my thing, online and putting out content and doing that thing. I get burnt out. I even go through like little bouts of tiny depression where it's like, why am I even doing this? I'm just going to go play video games and numb my brain the fuck out and then come back. Like, it's okay. It's okay to have these little dips.
Yeah.
Rises and dips.
Yeah. Business is always like.
Yeah. Especially with your emotions. And especially because I know this because you're a mother. So you have a lot of stuff going on. That's even beyond me. Okay. So props for even doing what you're doing and being a mother. At the same time, don't let that be your crutch. I'm a mother, so I can't do certain things. Or I'm a mother, so I don't have time. Okay, so everybody has their own excuses. So realize when you're giving yourself excuses and realize when you just need a break. Okay, so you have to be able to be aware and have that kind of meta awareness about yourself and what those triggers are for you. So there are moments when you are just complaining and being like, I just need to chill out. I just need to step away. Or you're just making excuses for yourself. And you're the only one who can kind of
control your emotions.
Control and decide which category you're falling into in that point. So, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's natural, especially when you're first starting out. You're figuring it out. And a lot of it is kind of like, it's crazy because you have many ideas and you're being influenced by many people.
It's just about that, just like what Panisa asked about.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Yeah.
Just like when we started photography, all that overload. You get overwhelmed.
Yeah, you do.
And the thing is, like, you just need to try to control your emotions. Even like, I try to control my emotions, and Megan always helped me try to control my emotions when I receive feedback from the client not liking a certain image. It totally kills me because, I mean, we spoke about this, but we're artists, and it really hurts when...
It does hurt.
Yeah, when your art's not being appreciated or they can't see what you're trying to do.
Right.
So, but then, again, you just move on.
Yeah.
You don't forget about it, but you learn from it.
Yeah.
And you just try to control your emotions right there.
I think what I have been practicing is almost detaching the emotion. So not like I'm cold and I'm a robot, but like not taking everything personally. If something doesn't work out or if somebody doesn't view my video or like my post or something like that, that's very specific to being an online entrepreneur because you're pushing out this content in the beginning and you don't have an audience, right? And it kind of feels like you're doing what you're supposed to do, but not really, like, whatever, that can get depressing as well. So the only way for me was to not worry about that, not let my emotions, not get butthurt about that stuff. That's like you giving me criticism about my work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get butthurt about it. I'll just say, okay, okay, I'll do it next time. Yeah. It's like, okay. So just detaching my emotions from that, because otherwise it's like, you're going to be putting yourself through a lot of unneeded anxiety and stress because of that. So let those things go. Yeah. Yeah, and move forward. So it's natural. It's natural to feel these little bouts. Give yourself a break and then come back even stronger. And a lot of times I told you this before and I almost forgot, but I like to, when that time comes and I feel a little like down, I just like to recede and come back into my shell a little bit because I'm a natural introvert, and I stop putting things outward of myself and just kind of listen to people's podcasts or talk to somebody or don't do anything. Like, don't do anything. Just like go watch your Game of Thrones all day. Just do that. And just recede and just reset and then come back the next day. Know that you're going to get through the other side. You're just going through this little dip. Mm-hmm. And you need your mind, your body, your spirit has to just kind of like chill the fuck out for a minute, right? Mm-hmm. Chill out and then come back. So.
All right. So
we answered the crap out of those. So I think anyway, probably could talk even more about it. But
so let's do a recap from what we spoke last episode about molding and creating your own business.
Right. So we're still talking about the foundation of your business. Yeah.
But it revolves around and how you can mold your lifestyle and how it can kind of cater and reflects back to your business. And now we spoke about the foundation and partially about time management and how managing your time is very important.
Right.
To try free up your time to do other things that you're best at.
Yeah, so you can live.
Yeah, that you can live.
You can live the life that you want to live. So, creating a business that supports your life. And when we say that, it doesn't pay the bills. It makes you, it frees up your time. It gives you freedom. It gives you flexibility. It allows you to spend, time with your children, with your husband. It gives you those liberties instead of you being like, I can't, I got to work. Right. Yeah. I can't, I got to do this. I can't, I have a client meeting. I can't. Blah, blah, blah. So, creating a business that allows you to be like, cool, I got meetings on Wednesdays. Cool, I answer emails only in the morning. Mm-hmm. Cool, let's go hang out and do lunch, whatever, consistently, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. And then on the next episode, we'll talk about playing more. That's very important. I think, and I have a big kind of story to kind of share with that. Not big, but like, for me, it's big. Mm-hmm. All right, so...
All right.
That was a pretty long episode. So thanks for hanging in there with us, guys. And another thing, we're off to D.C. Mm-hmm. What are we looking forward to? We're going to shoot some pictures in a place that we have never been to.
Yeah.
We're going to take some time a little bit to enjoy. I'm going to be vlogging in D.C. Look forward to those. What else are you looking forward to?
Checking out the Library of Congress. We've never been in there, so
I don't know the names.
Photographing inside the Library of Congress, and
cool.
We're going to be exploring DC a little bit further. It will be our first wedding
in DC.
Yeah,
right?
in DC.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excited. All right, guys.
All right.
So take care. If you're listening in iTunes and SoundCloud, we'd appreciate a rate and review, of course. If you're listening in YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. We really appreciate it. And subscribe to our channel if you're really digging this jam. Come on over to getinthelab.me if you're really digging the jam, and get on the newsletter list so that you don't miss a thing. You get free updates as well as exclusive content from me. All right, so take care. We'll see you next time. Once again, my name is Megan.
I'm Kevin.
And we're out.
And we out.
See ya.